Week 6 almost wrapped up and everything has changed, and if you survived this week with no injuries, congratulations. But first, welcome to the playlist. Thank you for kicking it. I am Jimsy and this is Fantasy on Repeat. And today we're going to rewind and recap and look back on my takes and see some bangers and some faders and heartbreaks, and these are the 10 lessons learned. Let's get into it. The first lesson learned is you got to take your chance, man. Kamani Vidal, he is the chosen one, right? He's going to carry over until Hampton returns, and Hampton is on IR. If you don't know what IR means, he's basically, when you get tagged IR, you're out for 4 weeks. And now they said that Hampton might be an IR plus. Basically, he's going to be out longer than the 4 weeks expected. And you got to listen to your own advice, man, because peep it. Like, I have Amari and Hampton, so I might consider this one of them at least. And sometimes you just got to listen to your own advice. The big question mark was Hassan Haskins. Is it going to be a split backfield? I really thought they're going to split all the way until Hampton returns. But Hassan Haskins had 7 touches. And this week, Kamani Vidal had 22 opportunities, providing you 22.5 fantasy points. And right now, he is RB7 on the week. I didn't expect Kamani Vidal to come out here to look like he was going to be a bell cow for the Chargers. Basically, a bell cow is, if you get 15 to 20 touches, that's a good benchmark to show that you're going to get a lot of fantasy points. You got to take your chances and work the waiver wire and hope for the best. Lesson 2 is overthinking is a trap. I put way too much trust in this Rams offense. And Matthew Stafford just killed me, man. He gave me 9.34 fantasy points. I dropped Dak for Daniel Jones, and then I dropped Daniel Jones for Matthew Stafford, who I'll be talking about later on in this video eventually. But the thing is, you don't reach for upside, right? You have a good lineup. I thought it was a cake matchup, but going against the Ravens, and it ended up being a trap. I had Kyren Williams, who's basically the highest offensive player on this team right now, and it was refreshing to get those points, but, I'll gladly take the 16.7. It was just very underwhelming from what the Rams did. And now we got Puka injured. It's just all around bad time right now, and it's an ankle injury, and we'll see how this offense operates now. But don't overthink it if you have good players already, man. I had Dak. Lesson 3 is nothing set in stone, man. Daniel Jones, I can't get over it, right? Because he's legit and he's showing his worth. On Sunday, he dropped 212 passing yards for 2 touchdowns, 20 rushing yards for 1 touchdown as well. I dropped Daniel Jones reaching for Matthew Stafford to get extra points, and I didn't get none of that in return, man. One thing I did get right, though, is that I had Michael Pittman for a sit, so that's a win for me. I did good there. He went 2 for 20, providing you 4 fantasy points. Lesson 4 is going to be short and simple. J.K. Dobbins, man. He was bottled up after I brought up his yards per carry highlight. I said he has a really good track record of having a good yards per carry. This week, he got 2.86, the first time in the season that he's dropped below 3. Still a perfect buy low candidate. Lesson 5 is very bittersweet for me. It's going to be Emeka and Puka. He pulled up with the moons over my hammy injury. He has a hamstring injury now. But on a side note, Baker Mayfield's playing at an MVP level production. We're in the middle of a revolution for fantasy football, man. They had Saquon, who went to a brand new team. We're keeping up with the Joneses. We got Mac Jones and Daniel Jones. They're both balling out. And Baker Mayfield, man, coming to a new team, and they're balling out. And with the BUCC, they're going to be very cautious with Emeka and Puka with the hamstring injury. They already lost Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. They're on the sideline. They're chilling. And the BUCC know what path they're on right now. They are a contending team. And the side note for this is you want to buy into this offense for sure. Lesson 6 is cracked out. I mean, I don't know if that's the right term, but it's going to be Matthew Golden, okay? He's replacing my Emeka and Puka, so I'm kind of happy about that. He broke 100 total yards this week. He had 3 receptions for 86 yards, and he had 16 rushing yards on top of that. The post-buy rookie bump is real. So this is a note, too, that you should be on the lookout for all these rookies. They're about to start producing for you, and you got to keep eyes on these people. Matthew Golden has caught 11 passes of his 14 targets. His catch rate right now is at 78%. He's becoming all reliable for Jordan Love. And when things fully click, the fantasy points are going to be coming in abundance. And another player we're going to talk about is Tucker Kraft, who did kind of good, but still the 2 targets is concerning for me. That's why he was a must sit for me, but he provided a touchdown, so his production looks like it was good. So again, I'm still 50-50 on this must sit. All right, lesson 7, slap me in the face. Jameson Williams, young JMO, man. He's back in the production column. But look, 6 for 66 and 1 touchdown, giving you 18.6 fantasy points on my bench. Yeah, get away from me. Apologies if you took my advice, but congratulations if you played him. We're going to stick with the Lions here. I'm going to talk about another player here, and that's going to be David Montgomery, the Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Hello, world. He was a must-buy on my running back list, and he continues to be elite handcuff that provides an actual floor, and that he could have provided you a passing touchdown. Just know that the Lions are back offensively, so buy into this offense as well. Lesson 8 is going to be Mahomes' magic is on the rise. Look, Patrick Mahomes, man, QB1 on the week, pending these 2 games that are going to be coming up. But he dropped 257 plus 3 touchdowns, 32 rushing yards, and 1 touchdown, giving you 31.48 fantasy points. He was my must-start QB, and I told you he needs to string together some games. He needs to go to demon mode, and he's doing that. And Rashee Rice, his suspension is done. So now it's going to be scary hours. Oh, and that's perfect time, too, because what are you guys going to be for Halloween? Or what are you guys going to dress your kids as for Halloween? Because my son wants to be Charizard X, and I don't even know what that is. I think we're going to have to do a customized. I think that's a Pokemon card. So I don't know if he wants to walk around as a Pokemon card or not, but I don't know. On to the next. Lesson number 9 is that the NFC Bengals are alive and well, man. The Cowboys. I said it too. Dak is top 5 when healthy. He dropped 261 and 3 touchdowns. He is QB5 on the week. Again, I got to take my own advice. Listen to my own gut instincts. I said Dak is top 5 when healthy. And I let him go. Why? Why did I do that? Why did I do that? I don't know, man. Sometimes fantasy football. We're going to stay on the Cowboys. We're going to talk about George Pickens, man, because he was my must-buy wide receiver. He went 9 for 168 and 1 touchdown. He has a 5-game touchdown streak right now. And just forget the narrative about, when CD Lamb comes back, he's going to get thrusted. No, man, this is a very potent offense. They don't have no defense. They're going to have to provide a lot of fantasy points. You look into it, man. You jump on this. You got to get George Pickens, CD Lamb, Javonte Williams, like Dak Prescott. You got to jump on this offense. They're going to provide a lot of points, man. They're slinging it. They're going to be doing fantasy football things, and they're going to provide you a lot of fantasy points, man. There's just no way around that. Jaden Blue, man, he was definitely a sneaky sleeper for us, dude. He dropped us a 0.00, gave us a donut. He put us all to sleep. But literally, the headline literally said he's going to get more work. And the thing with Jaden Blue, he's not done. He's not out of the picture forever. Things can change so fast in fantasy football. Again, to just have him on your radar, he can pop off any second still. My last lesson learned, lesson 10, is that the Panthers, they're something else. Bryce Young was my QB streamer of the week, and he dropped 109 passing yards and 3 touchdowns for 19.46 fantasy points, being QB10 on the week. Ted McMillan, man, was another must-buy wide receiver for me. He kind of broke out. I mean, his best game of the season. He got 3 for 29. Yes, that's very concerning, but look, he had 2 touchdowns, giving you 17.9 fantasy points. And the revenge game narrative, the next player I want to talk about is going to be Rico Dowdle, man. He is breaking fantasy football. He just dropped 30 points back-to-back, and he gave you 183 rushing yards and 4 receptions for 56 yards plus a touchdown. That's amazing. That's amazing stuff. This is a perfect segue into the waiver wire because Rico Dowdle came from the waiver wire. A lot of people picked him up, and now they're winning in fantasy football. This is how you win fantasy football, so tune in. And for this video, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Let's chop it up. How was your week 6? What is your record? I'm 3-3 all around, so I'm doing okay. I want to do better, but hey, did you survive those injuries? Let's hear it. Until then, though, Jimsy's out. Fantasy on repeat. I'm out.